Let's make beef and mushroom stew into the slow cooker. So for this recipe we are using 800 grams of diced beef ready for stewing. And to this beef I'm gonna go right from the beginning with the following seasoning. 1 tablespoon of table salt and 1 good teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. And I also want to go now with a tablespoon of plain flour. It's gonna help whilst we're frying the beef, giving it a deeper color, and also it's gonna thicken the sauce in the slow cooking process. Now mix everything together until the beef is well coated into the flour and seasoning. And after that we can go straight into frying. Now to fry the beef we're gonna set the pan on high heat, and when the pan is hot enough we're going in with a tablespoon of oil, and right after we can go in with the beef. Make sure that you don't overcrowd the pan, because you want to get the nice color on the beef. If you go with too much, then the pan will go cold and you're gonna just boil it into its own juice. And I know there are recipes out there that don't even mention about this step. You go with everything into the slow cooker and job done. And trust me, the taste of the beef stew is not gonna be the same if you don't fry your ingredients. Once you got a bit of color on the beef, you can transfer it to the slow cooker. And what we've got here, my friends, is flavor. So you don't wanna throw this away. We're gonna deglaze this flavor, all those bits, you know, from the beef. We're gonna deglaze them with half bottle of red wine. And don't be worried about the alcohol in the wine, because whilst we're cooking it, it's gonna evaporate. So we're gonna reduce this to half, and then after we're gonna transfer it into the slow cooker. Now when it comes to vegetables, this is what I'm using. We've got here 2 white onions, which they're gonna get chopped into cubes. Also about 2 carrots, these are tiny, so we're gonna consider as 2 carrots instead of 4. We're gonna follow up with 6 cloves of garlic, and I know it looks a lot, but once you cook them, you're not gonna feel them much. We also have here 200 grams of chestnut mushrooms. We're gonna chop them into quarters, and I do like chestnut over the regular button ones because I feel that they have a better flavor. Now with the pan deglaze, I wanna continue cooking the rest of the ingredients, which are the vegetables, and we're gonna give them a bit of color before moving them into the next stage, which is slow cooking. In terms of seasoning, I don't want to go too crazy because we already added quite a bit of seasoning on the beef, but I do believe that a bit more salt is needed. Again, a bit of pepper, but it's totally up to you. We also have here some sweet paprika, and I'm gonna go in with about a teaspoon. And herbs, we're using 3 sprigs of thyme and also 3 bay leaves. Tomato paste, about 2 tablespoons. And beef stock, I've got here about 300 milliliters. You can also replace this with chicken if you don't have beef. And at this stage, if you wish, you can also add a few potatoes in. Some people do, some don't. I don't like adding potatoes just because I'm gonna serve my stew with mashed potatoes, so there are no potatoes needed. Now we're gonna set the temperature to high, and high heat for slow cookers is not the high heat for frying in the pan. So it's about simmering temperature that we're looking for, and we're gonna continue cooking this for about 3 to 3.5 hours, or until the meat is nice and tender. And I suggest giving a mix to your stew every now and then so the meat doesn't get stuck to the bottom of the slow cooker, although this shouldn't really happen. Now this is what I call a tasty stew. And if you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more simple recipes like this.